All right, welcome into RGG Live. It is a Wednesday. It came up on us fast, right?
Did.
Anyways, my name is Aaron Montgomery, and you can find me at our Success Group.
Awesome. And I'm Addy Kujawa. You can find me at littleradicalchanges.com.
All right, Kujawa. See, I'm going to get this one of these days. I don't know why I'm so in my head about that.
I'll
But
give you the cheat code.
I know you totally did. And I'm still psyching myself out, right? Just
Oh,
overthinking
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
No, it's
anyways,
good.
anyhow, awesome Wednesday. Super excited to be here with you. We've had a couple weeks off because we got the first round of RGG kind of going. We got a group
Yes.
that we get to be a part of, and so we can talk a little bit about that and anything else that if anybody's tuned in live here, just let us know what you want to talk about. This is an opportunity that we get to spend 30 minutes talking about just positivity, success, goals, achievement.
Yes.
Pick a word, go for it.
Right? Yes.
So Addy, I guess maybe let's start off there if you don't mind. Then talk about what we're currently doing. I know we're going to have some other cohorts coming up soon, and we can talk about that a little bit later. But as RGG is kind of getting kicked off here, what are you seeing?
So I think always what's exciting to me is starting a new mastermind and new masterminds. Just the different people that you get in the room, I think is just so beneficial. It's been really exciting to get different opinions and to have people in the room from different not backgrounds. What do I want to say? Like they're in different professions than I am. And I'm in two. So I do the Canfield training and I do my day job, which is the association executive. But I will say it's awesome to have other people in the room from different professions because they bring their own different experience, perspective, et cetera. And so I think that's been really instrumental for me the past several weeks because it's really opened my eyes up to new opportunities that I didn't, and new ways of looking at things that I haven't come across before. And I feel like I've done the training, I've done the learning, but having the new voices and hearts and minds in the room have been amazing. So
that's so true because just again it is a journey. I think anybody that's been around for a bit realizes that it's always a journey, right? We're always work in progress, and no matter how much work we've done, just having a different perspective. I think that's what I love the most. I think that's kind of what you're saying, but for me, it's just that perspective of, oh wow, I would have never thought of that, or oh, interesting, huh? Maybe I need to rethink, because I get so focused, right? I've got my lens on that, it's my truth, so to speak, right? And and hearing from others, it makes you go, huh? Is that really true though, Aaron? And most of the time it's no. And so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes. I even loved just this week in a mastermind call, I had said that I guess I was struggling with things. And I was like, well, I guess I just need to fake it till I make it. And somebody said, or do you believe it until you achieve it? And the more I think about that, I was like, like I should know that one, but also what a beautiful flip to empower myself rather than feeling like a phony who's trying to pretend. I'm believing in myself and empowering myself to reach whatever goal or whatever that I want to get to. So that was a great redirect for me.
Yeah. That because that's so true, right? We've all been there in that, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna fake it till I make it. And I've did that for so long. And every time I did that, I just felt like an imposter. Right. I'm faking it. No, I'm not faking it. I'm actually doing the work. I'm just not quite there yet. Right. So what a cool statement. All right. Well, let's check in. We've got Becky, who's part of the RGG joining us here. Yeah. She says, hey, Aaron and Addy, I'm going to call you guys the A team. I like that.
I love it.
We get a lot of A's in here. That's awesome. Yes. And then, if you are tuned in live, just let us know where you're tuned in from. Say hello. And let us know what you want to chat about too. We'd love that. And we've got Chuck saying good afternoon, Aaron and
Hi,
Addy.
Chuck.
Yeah, good. Thanks for being here. So, all right. Well, I think, that's, I love where you're headed there. What else are you seeing? Again, we're here
Yeah.
to talk about masterminds and stuff like that, but, um, just those different perspectives, I think that's a huge benefit. What else are you kind of
I
experiencing?
had something I wanted to talk about today because I think radical goal getters. So what does that mean, right? Goal
Yeah.
getters. And
Yeah.
I think because I'm also doing a vision board party
Yes.
at the end of September. And I think a lot of people think that vision boards, goals, and all that are all material. And I have found through the last several years, going through the Canfield methodology certification, that
Uh-huh.
it's so much more. It's so much more. And so I just want to remind people, if they're thinking about whether it's a mastermind or a goal or any of those things, that a goal can be any part of your life. I have had goals. I have had goals around every aspect of my life, frankly, that included things like I wanted to meditate, I wanted to read, I wanted to learn about something that I needed to learn about for work or personal.
Yeah.
It can be health related, right? Exercise or eating or just drinking more water. I also think people feel like maybe a mastermind needs to be this grandiose goal. It doesn't. It doesn't. I did a whole 6-month mastermind all about sort of unearthing and moving through trauma. It was
Wow.
all about reading books on it. It was about going to therapy, finding a therapist, like things that I knew I really needed for a long time, but just didn't make the time for, or just I got stuck feeling like I needed to figure out on my own. And so I just wanted to remind people that a goal can be anything. It can be a relationship. It can be improving a relationship. It can be ending a relationship.
Mm.
It can be getting a new job. It can be leaving a job. It can be starting a business. It can be taking your business to the next level. It can be, I think about like one of my goals was to revamp, such a weird word to use with relationships, but revamping my relationship with
Yeah.
my mom. And it was like I struggled with my mom for a long time, and we've had so many great conversations in the last 2-3 years about our relationship and where we were each coming from. And of
Mm.
course, to evolve a relationship, both parties have to want to, and both parties have to have
Yeah.
a reason and a why and a
Sure.
picture or a vision of what it looks like. But us actually talking about all that, and she had to be willing to talk, I had to be willing to talk, has been crazy for us. So I
Mhm.
went from like not wanting to talk to my mom, and I can say this, she knows this, we've talked about it. I wrote a story about it. We went from that, from me like kind of cringing when I would see the number or the text or whatever, to
Yeah.
now I text with my mom almost every day, my dad too. I call them often. I just spent 5 weeks up living in the same house,
That's cool.
just to like go up and enjoy the summer in Wisconsin like I did when I was younger, and go
Yeah.
swimming and on the pontoon, because Wisconsin just like I feel like you can't throw a stone without finding a body of water to swim in. And it's no fees, which I didn't have in Illinois or Indiana. It's hard to find it. We do have it, but it's just not as easy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but if somebody would have said to me, 3 years ago, before masterminds, before setting goals, before
Yeah.
vision boards, before talking to people, like-minded people about it, that my relationship could be that way in 6 months, a year, or whatever, I'd have been like, there is no way, no way. But through masterminding and doing those conversations, having those conversations with people in the mastermind and talking about my struggles and being real, I got all kinds of feedback from people in how they would approach it, or had approached it, or a friend had approached it. So that's, I guess I just wanted, I'll stop talking, but
No,
that
this is
was
great.
something I just really wanted to bring into the discussion, is that it does not have to be, I'm going to start a business. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to make $1 million a year. So, it can just be like, I really want to talk to my kids and make sure that they talk to me when I'm older. It can be, there's just so many different ways to
Yeah.
approach it. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'll stop there, but
No, that's fantastic. And such really good points there for us too. I think you're exactly right. I think we tend to have a tendency, I know I do have a tendency at least, and I've heard this from others, that we want to, it's got to be, I've got to build a business. I've got to have
yes.
$1 million a year, whatever. I've got to have this big no, it doesn't. Right.
Yes.
Eric, a
Yes.
good friend of mine, Eric Campbell here
Yeah. Love
says
that.
life is more than any one facet thereof. Why would we only want to improve business goals? We have to normalize focusing on and celebrating in every area in their season. Right.
Yes.
And that's so true. Right. My wife and I, every month we get together and we go through, we've got a circle and there's about 10 things on it that are the different facets of our life. And our goal is to make that circle always be out at the tens. But the reality is that's not always the case. Right. And so
Mhm.
it, we look at it and what seems out of balance. Okay, well, we should put a little bit more focus on that.
Yep.
And it gives us this opportunity. But yeah, you and Eric are exactly right here. We can't
Yep.
just always. And so doing that though, with a group like this, like you said, that I call it turbocharging, but maybe there's a better way to put it. Because I have seen that, right? Business goals, people going, well, here's my 5-year goal. And then a year into the mastermind program, they're like, it's October and I've already met my 5-year goal. That's another 4 years away. So now I got to regroup and get a bigger goal or lose. I mean, heck, thinking about this, where I'm at currently, I got on the scale this morning. I was like, this is not exactly where I want to be. So maybe it's time to refocus my goals and put that as what my goal is for a mastermind group. So,
well, and I just want to make two, I want to piggyback on Eric's thing. I want to put that up in my office because also about the whole celebration. I also love that in a mastermind because there is we celebrate. Yeah. It is so important, and not just to keep churning and grinding, but to take a moment and pause and celebrate and feel appreciation and, or maybe market in some way, go out, buy something, shout it. I don't know, but someone to celebrate those things. And then also the seasons. It's so important because one of the things I think I love about the wheel, which I'm sure most people are familiar with, the wheel of life or the facets of your life. And what I always love about that, when you score it from the center to the outside, with the center being you're at 0 in loving this part of your life, and the edge being 10, that if nothing's ever all at 10, but nothing's ever also at 0. And so when you look at that and you think, how would a wheel turn and where would it get stuck? Because it's low, the score's low. That's the area to focus on then. Yeah. And so you try to work on that, keep the other ones maybe where they are, but you focus on that lowest one because that will provide the most change, which is the big reason why I focused on the trauma healing for that 6 month period, because I knew I had to heal myself to be able to do anything else.
Yeah.
So, so it can be any one of those areas in the time that makes sense, the timing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
thank you for putting that back up there for me.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's so important. Right? And just again, picking out what those things are and then going, okay, I don't have to be, 5 years down the road to, get the stuff in line. Why not do it now and then enjoy the rest of those 4 years? But one thing that I've noticed about the difference between and we're going to use the air quotes here, but goal getters versus goal setters is we want to rely on sheer willpower. Right? I spent most of my life up until about the last 4 to 5 years just going, I'm going it alone. I just got to work harder. You're just not working hard enough, Aaron. Right. And every hour of every day, working. And the willpower thing just doesn't work. We're humans and we're not made to work that way. Our physiology is made to conserve energy and to grab as much resources as we can, right? It's to keep us alive, which then makes us, we've got access to all this food, so we're going to eat. And I go, well, I don't know why I'm overeating. Right. But this whole idea of that we're just going to go it alone and go like sheer willpower, it will not work, right? Some people will get somewhere, but they're always going to come back. And so we have to utilize some other traits of humans that are very important to us. And that's community, that's accountability, that's being able to have these different perspectives, language and communication. That's what really turns the corner for people. And when you see people have these big successes, there was somebody or a group or whatever that was there with them along the way.
Yep.
Like Addy was talking about, celebrating. Every time we celebrate, even if it's just a little, hey, good job, that's a dopamine hit that we're going to get. Now we're using
Yes.
our human nature to move us forward. So I think that's the other thing that really stands out for me, Addy, is just how we think that there's a certain way. There's this kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, but kind of the way we were raised, right? This cultural norm that you just need to work a little bit harder, sit down,
And
shut
the
up, be quiet.
individualism.
Yeah.
And the individualism.
Yeah.
You're on your own, do it on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit more about that side of it too. How's that land for you? This is what I love about RGG is I get to throw a few things out there, and then I get to hear Addy's perspective, and I go, okay, hold on, I got to take a note. But it's recorded, so
No, yeah. And what always comes to me when we talk about doing, churning, grinding always is that, and it's not my phrase, I got it from Tony Robbins, he probably got it from somebody else, but is that we are not human doings, we're human beings. And for a lot of my life, I was caught up in being a human doing. I do achieve, I climbed the ladder, I volunteered, I got a certification, got another certification, I provided, I wanted the next raise, the next rung, the next role, the next big win, and completely lost sight of being. And now in this part of my life, I'm embracing that to a wonderful degree because, and purposefully, what I can do to just be. But in our being is where we find the inspiration, the motivation, also the rest, relaxation, and it could, all the creativity. I mean, I was thinking about like what did I love to do as a kid that I don't do anymore, and it's coloring and art and singing and playing instruments. I played instruments forever, and I'm planning to pick up lessons again this winter. Actually, I just have to choose: is it going to be piano, guitar, or voice? And because I have them in my house, but what am I going to do? But those kind of personal and creative times and releases bring all that energy back, the resetting, the relaxing, which opens up your being for more ideas. And even if you think about the connection piece, which I think is hugely important, I also got caught up in connections for a purpose, for work, for career, for a speaking gig, for a this, that, the other. Whereas last few years, my focus on connections has been getting to know somebody, friendships, enjoying, like going to an art class, going hiking together, going to the lake together, spending just time together, which is also, again, a whole different experience than I must talk to you about this thing so that you can help me with my thing. So just changing that perspective.
Yeah. Wow. That is huge. That is super huge. Awesome. All right. Well, okay. So let's talk about this because you also, we're obviously talking about radical goal getters, but you also have this, visualizing your dreams, your vision board program coming up at the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that fit into all this? Right. We're talking about, growth and achievement but getting what we want out of life, being more than doing. I like that for sure. But yeah, where does that all fit in?
So I guess my short answer would be, I think I did not realize the power, I guess, behind a vision board. And I think it gets a really bad rap as being woo-woo and silly and dumb, frankly. And I never enjoyed the whole magazine cutting because I couldn't find the pictures I really wanted anyway. And now who has access to magazines anymore?
Yeah, I have to go find some somewhere.
Yeah. So once I discovered doing a vision board in Canva, I was all in. And so we have a little bit in my vision board workshop, learning Canva. It's the basic version. It is free. You do not need the pro version. And then what I love about Canva is you can put your exact pictures in. So if you found them somewhere, you can upload them. If they have them in there, you can use them. But I created a whole vision board in Canva a year and a half ago or so. And that is how the other thing about vision boards is once you create them, I forget it's something like a 40% more chance, even if you create it and put it away. So say you create it in Canva and you never open Canva again.
Yeah.
Just the act of creating it gives you a 40% more chance of completing it or making those things happen than if you never do. So I love that part of vision boarding as well. And I think masterminds are very similar in that it's the attention you put into them. And then I'll get a little sciencey in the RAS that we have in our brain, which is the reticular activating system, which if you're not familiar with that, it's the whole thing. Like when you say, I wanted to buy this, I don't know, an SUV, and I haven't seen very many of this type of SUV, this color or whatever. So I'm really excited and you get it. And then on your way home, you see 20 of them, or in the next week, you see them everywhere.
Yep.
But it's because your mind goes, I didn't know that was important to you. So I skipped over it. And so I'm going to show you these now. So what happens with the RAS system and vision boards is your brain goes, oh, that's important to you. I get it. I see it. Let me find it for you. And masterminding is exactly the same way, but with people. And so then now you have a group of people who their reticular activating systems are working on finding those things for you too, making connections, connecting you to the right people, places, things, resources, tools, books, etc. So I just love them. And I think everybody's creative to a certain degree, right?
Absolutely.
And I just love being ridiculous on the vision board. It's like making these big banners or these big pictures. And mine's almost completed. Like I have completed almost everything on that old vision board, speaking, being in front of a big audience of 500, authoring. I've had 2 stories and 2 books. Anyway, traveling to foreign countries outside the US, my relationships, all that kind of stuff. There's so much of that is complete. And I was like, I need a new one. So I thought, well, why not have a party? And we can all make one. So
there you go.
Yeah. So that's I'm so passionate about them because I know they work. They work.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, if anybody wants to check that out, you just head over to littleradicalchanges.com. I actually put it in one of the groups here as far as the link on our success group page, or if you're on YouTube, you can check it out there. But
thanks.
But if you just go to littleradicalchanges.com and then you hit the pink button in the top right corner where it says see all events, that'll take you to it. And here's the best part, everybody. September 30th, I think it was 11:30 a.m. if I remember correctly, Addy.
Mm-hmm.
And here's how much it's going to cost you. Right there, big 0.
That's right.
So just get in there. It's going to be well worth your time. And I love that you said where sometimes, because I was there for a big chunk of my life of this. Oh, that's woo woo. That's hokey. And ever since I finally, gotten involved with Success Principles, and even at early stages of my Success Principles, it was all about, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's for somebody else. That's too woo-woo for me. And I'm like, but why am I so stuck? And then all of a sudden I said, okay, well, maybe I should try this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh, it's amazing how much that unlocked to go, oh, yeah, you know what? Because there's a quote, and I had to go look it up here because I want to get it right. T. Harv Eker, The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind is his book. In that book, he says, I'd rather be really hokey and really rich than really cool and really broke.
Yes. Yes. And rich in all, I know it's a millionaire book. I love T. Harv Eker, but it's rich, but enrich in so many ways.
Yeah.
Through some of these things.
Exactly. Yeah. And he even mentions that in the book, right? I mean, yes, a lot of us equate it with money per se, but at the end of the day, yes, I don't think anybody that I want to associate with is just concerned about the bank account, right? It's rich in life is kind of the goal here for most of the people I know. So, yeah. And hello, Martha. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. All right. Well, we've got a couple minutes left here. Can I real quick share a little promo that we put together for the upcoming, and then we'll talk about some of the upcoming cohorts coming October 2nd. Does that work for you, Addy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Oops. Are you feeling stuck in your journey? Have you made investments in programs or put time into your business and can't seem to get there fast enough? Don't go it alone. Take a look at Radical Goal Getters and unlock what you've been missing. Radical Goal Getters is a facilitated 6-month mastermind program designed by Success Principles trainers who have led masterminds for Mr. Jack Canfield. These cohorts are your ticket to success in just 6 months. It's not just another program or training class. It will become your success community. This specific proven concept is the support, accountability, and expert guidance you need to break through barriers. Visit radicalgoalgetters.com to learn more and apply for your life-changing opportunity. New mastermind groups are now forming. Imagine achieving your number one goal, being truly fulfilled, all while being surrounded by like-minded peers who cheer you on every step of the way. That's the Radical Goal Getters difference. All you have to do is apply at radicalgoalgetters.com today. All right.
I love that so much. I get so inspired. I'm like, yes, me.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And then I had a couple little sound effects I put in there because I just wanted to try something new, but they may
I
be
like
a little
the
overpowering.
unlocking.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. But Martha says, "Hello, Addy. Really enjoying you." Yeah. So.
Oh, thanks, Martha.
I love it.
Let's connect.
Yeah. Martha's awesome. She's somebody I've known for a bit, and so I'm glad I get to share Addy with you, Martha. She is amazing. So, well, all right. So coming up, and our next cohort. I like that word too. I think we've been using that. The next round, so to speak, is going to be starting up the week of October 2nd. So what are you thinking about that? What are you expecting? What are you excited about? Those kinds of things.
Me?
Yeah.
New people. I love doing this with new people. I think already it's just been so much fun. But I think what's really fun too is we're not the only ones having fun. Like, you're helping other people too. So it's not just that you're getting a lot and you're moving yourself forward in whatever area or areas you want to move forward, but you're helping other people too. And I'm telling you, there's no better feeling than getting on a call and somebody going, "Oh my gosh, thank you for that. Thank you for that support, encouragement, piece of advice, connection, resource, whatever." It feels so good to not only be helped, but be helping. So
yeah. I love that. So true. And so I guess the other thing, Addy, that I wanted to kind of bring up too, both you and I talked to folks before this first round started. So what were some of the apprehensions that you heard? I'll share a couple that I heard as well. But anything stand out of like apprehensions that you heard, and then kind of why it didn't end up actually being as big of a challenge as they might have thought at the original?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest one always is money. Like, especially right now, what are we spending our money on? You know, but that is not, once you get started, you're not going to regret it. Not for 1 minute, not after your first call. I guarantee you. Yeah. So, and I think we spend a lot of money on things that are not helping us, are good for us, are beneficial in any way. And if you break down the cost per call, and I mean, it's so truly reasonable over the amount of time that you get to be in the mastermind and get all that extra support. I just think that's one of the biggest apprehensions people have, is actually spending that much money on themselves. Yeah. But you know what? You're worth it. I promise you, you are worth it. Yeah. And you'll be amazed at what you accomplish. Yeah. So.
Oh, such a good point that, like you said, you're worth it first and foremost. So understanding that this isn't a spend, right? Because I think you're right. Like, we're looking at things going, what are we spending our money on? But this is, what are you investing into and that return? Because honestly, Addy, we've had people tell us, like, you guys are doing this for how much? Like other similar programs go for, $10,000 to $30,000 for the same 6-month program. Yep. And it's like, we didn't want to make it about the financial side of it. We wanted to make it something where anybody that wants to achieve a goal can make this investment in themselves and be part of it. So we kind of went with, you and I talked and we're like, what's the very minimum that we can do this for and still make it, continue it forward. And so I think if you were out there looking for other similar programs,
Yes.
Yeah, bring
And
a
again, because our goals aren't around money,
yeah,
only money.
exactly.
We have other bigger goals around
Yeah,
serving. So
exactly.
yeah.
And that's what we hope you guys bring to the table too, right? Or those goals about serving. And we talked about that when we were talking about Eric's comment, that it's about having a rich life. It's about having richness in our life, and how we bring that to the table. So,
Yep.
okay, Addy, any last thoughts before we get out of here? And then we're going to be back next week, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And no, that's it. I got to run. I got another meeting, as I know you do, but I just wanted to say, I hope I get to see some of you either on Vision Board or in the masterminds. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Or just go to both, right? We'll see you
Yes.
for the Vision Board, and then we'll jump right into the masterminds the next week
yeah, it's
after
right
that.
before the mastermind. Oh yeah, you'd be totally set up actually. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, we'll
Thanks,
tie those
Eric.
two things together. There we go.
That's
I love
why we're
it.
the 18.
Awesome. High five, Addy. Good job. And
Thank you.
we will talk to everybody again next week, 12:30 Central Time.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Bye.